Hey guys, today we're going to talk about how to properly store and age your cigars. What's up guys, welcome back to gentslounge. I'm George, this is Pierre from Puro Trader, our resident cigar expert as of the last 6 videos. If you haven't checked out Puro Trader yet, I will have a link to it down below. It's pretty much your one-stop shop for hard to find rare cigars. And today we're going to talk about how to properly store and age your cigars. So if you guys are like me, chances are you have never had a cigar long enough to consider even aging it at all. But since I've been hanging out with Pierre a little more, I've been purchasing a few boxes of cigars at a time instead of just one cigar at a time. And I wanted to learn a little bit more about how to properly age something and not screw it up.
Yeah, so aging your cigars is the easiest way to add flavor, to add a better experience without spending any more money. So even inexpensive entry-level cigars can greatly benefit from aging properly. So let's first, before we get into how to do all that, why? So when you smoke a cigar, the flavor is actually coming from the oil in the tobacco. The tobacco oils are what you are actually tasting. The reason you have to keep it humidified is because you're trying to keep those oils in. You're trying to keep them there. So if a cigar is dried out, there's an old myth that you can rehumidify it. Yeah, you can rehumidify it, but all the oils are gone. It's not gonna taste very good and it's not gonna taste like it's supposed to. So any of you old timers out there, you're wrong, sorry, beat it. You're tasting the oils. So within this cigar or any cigar, you have multiple blends of tobacco. Anywhere between 3 and 7 traditionally is what you have in there. All of those have different flavors because of the oil that's in there. That comes from the soil, the water, the weather conditions, a whole bunch of different variables. But suffice it to say, the longer those guys hang out, the more they blend together, right? And it's the blending of all those oils over time that enhance the flavor. On top of that, you have, through that fermentation period, ammonia. So ammonia will come out, which is naturally occurring in the fermentation process, and you don't want to smoke ammonia. If you've ever smelled it, it smells terrible, it tastes even worse. And so if you've ever had a very young, fresh cigar, it will be very sour and acrid and pungent, and that is that ammonia. As time goes on, the oils have time to mix together and the ammonia has time to naturally evaporate. So that's why we want to age and why any premium cigar, regardless of the price point from $4 to $400, will improve dramatically just through aging.
Okay, now before we get even to how to set up your humidor to make sure it's properly going to age your cigars, I gotta ask, is there a certain type of tobacco that ages better than others? Like Dominican versus Nicaraguan versus Cuban versus Mexican versus Brazilian?
Yes.
There's a lot of tobacco.
Yes, so tobacco comes from all parts of the world. Not all of it is used in cigars, some more than others. So, couple things. Nicaraguan tobacco tends to age at an incredibly slow rate. So if you buy a box of Padrons, for instance, and lie them down for 5 or 10 years, you're not going to see a meaningful difference in that tobacco. Where, on the other hand, if you do that with Cuban cigars, you're going to see an enormous difference in 1/3 the amount of time. This has to do with a whole bunch of different factors, but to your point, some tobaccos age significantly better or faster than others. Dominican kind of falls in between, right? So depending on what the blend is of the Dominican cigar, can make a big difference as well.
Okay, so setting up your humidor, or what types of humidor, are there better humidors than others? Obviously there are, but like, is there something you should look for if you're looking to sit down your cigars for 5 to 10 years?
Sure, so let's start with like the easiest way to start aging, and then we'll sort of advance it from there.
Sounds good.
So if you pick up a box of something that you really enjoy, like the Fuente Hemingway, the Fuente Añejo, or Opus X, there's many other cigars that fall on that, but we'll use them as a great example. If you grab a box of those and lay that box down in your humidor and just smoke one a month, every month until you're out, so typically a box is 25, right? You're gonna have a year's worth of smoking. You will notice a significant difference between the first one and the last one that you smoke, and that's in just 1 year. But how do you want to age it? How does that all work?
Right.
So within your humidor, You want to have a better humidor. That doesn't mean you have to go and spend $5,000 or $10,000 on some insane contraption, but you can buy a fantastic humidor from anybody from Daniel Marshall to Michael Dixon that is going to be a quality piece for a few $100s that's going to last decades. And the reason you want to do that is because how the humidor is constructed. The joints are dovetail, it's recessed seal on the top, meaning it keeps the humidity in and keeps the humidity stable, right? We don't want a humidor where the humidity and the temperature have a lot of variance. We want to keep them as controlled as possible. So keep your humidor out of the sun, guys. Keep it someplace a little bit cooler and make sure that you have a great seal on that. So the problem with humidity is, in your natural cigar product, if you stick your cigars in a humidor and you have somehow maintained a perfect amount of humidity, let's say 68, 69%, and you never open the lid and never touch it, you just leave it completely sealed, your cigars will actually mold in there, right? Because of all the humidity. You actually need a little bit of airflow. Now that little bit of airflow is typically solved by you just going into your humidor from time to time. Problem solved. But what you don't want to do is leave it sealed for months and months or years without touching. That's actually bad for the cigar. Cigars need to be a little bit rotated or a little bit of airflow. So that is really, really critical.
Another question, you know, a lot of cigars come with the cellophane wrapper on them. Does that affect aging at all? Like, is it better for it to be open air or in the wrapper?
So that's a very good question, and it really comes down to how you're storing your cigars for aging them. So if you are aging cigars that are singles, right? Like you got 3 of this one and 5 of that one, etc. It's better to leave the cellophane on.
Okay.
Because what you don't want is a mild cigar and a strong cigar to be buddies next to each other, because over time, those cigars will sort of start to blend together, right? The
oils will,
exactly.
If they're touching, can roll over.
Exactly. The cellophane, all the cellophane does is protect the cigar's delicate wrapper. That's it. It's still very breathable, right? So humidity gets in and out of there. So that's not a problem, but really it's just having those all together. Now, if you're storing or aging long-term boxes, it's best to actually have it out of the cellophane, all of them together. So to put it in wine terms, if you're a wine connoisseur, the 750 milliliter bottles, what you're most used to drinking, are great. Magnum bottles of the same juice, better, because there's more juice to blend together, producing a superior product. This is even more true when it comes to cigars. So if you're a cigar collector and you're somebody who wants to get into aging cigars, looking at cabinet boxes, these are boxes of 50 cigars at a time, are typically much more better tasting tobacco. Traditionally, they age better, they're more sought after, they're what aficionados tend to gravitate towards.
Okay, so I gotta ask you, is there ever a point where like wine, it could be too old or, you know, not good, it's like it's past its prime? Does a cigar go downhill ever, or does it just keep getting better as it gets older?
So cigars absolutely can peak, but what is that peak? Hard to say, right? Because taste is a personal thing.
Right.
The oldest cigar I've ever smoked is from 1892. We were actually able to source a box of Broadcast cigars. It's a now defunct brand that was here in the United States, made in Connecticut and Ohio with Connecticut wrapper and a Cuban filler. Back then, that was how all cigars basically were made. We actually sourced that box of cigars for the French Laundry, and I was fortunate enough to smoke one. And it was a very interesting smoke, but it was more about tasting history, right? You're tasting what air quality and what water was like well over 100 years ago, and there's something really special about that. But cigars will constantly change in flavor throughout their life cycle, right? So let's talk about the 3 main stages of aging.
Right.
These are very critical. The first period, stage 1, is what we often call the sick period. Now, for most of you who are cigar smokers, you've never really experienced the sick period. Premium cigar makers, once they roll their cigar, will lay their cigar down for somewhere between 3 and 6 months. What happens there is the immediate hit of fermentation, right? That's that ammonia we've talked about earlier. We don't want that. That's terrible. It makes a bad experience. So what cigar makers do is they roll the cigar today, they lay it down for a few months. The bulk of the ammonia evaporates. Then when they ship it out to the cigar shop and then you eventually buy it, you've already gotten most of that ammonia out. So you haven't really experienced that, but it's important to understand. Stage 2 is when the aging process really starts to happen. So at this point, the cigar still has a ton of oils present. The various leaves are now starting to really blend with each other. You typically find this somewhere around year 3 to year 7.
Okay.
So for most of you out there, 3 to 5 years is going to make a massive amount of difference for your smoking pleasure and enjoyment. It's only the big cigar snobs out there who really want to do stuff that's 10, 20, 30 years old. Guys like me. But for most of you, just a few years of age can make a huge, huge difference. On Puro Trader, we oftentimes have people selling boxes of cigars that have already been laid down for a number of years. So if you're impatient like me and you want to skip ahead, you can oftentimes find that either on our site or other collectors. Those tend to be pretty sought after. And then lastly, you have stage 3. You've gotten a bulk of the aging away, and you can have dead periods through this as well. These are periods where through the melding of the oils, believe it or not, there are periods where the cigar doesn't taste that great. So that can be kind of a weird experience, right? Like, hey, I smoked this cigar in January and it was fantastic.
Right.
Then I smoked another one 9 months later, a year and a half later, from the same box. Kind of boring and flat and kind of dead. Fast forward another year or two and oh my God, it's amazing again. That can actually happen through that period. So these are interesting things to experience. And then, as I said, we're now in the sort of third stage. This is sort of a slow glide path as it just slowly progresses. But most of that aging is sort of front end loaded. Many cigar collectors I know will text each other back and forth saying, oh, I have this particular box of this vintage.
Much like wine.
Much like wine. It's smoking well now, it's not smoking well now, etc. Because we all know that tobacco at that period of time and how it's changing.
Awesome. All right, guys, that pretty much wraps up the video. Remember, when you are storing and aging your cigars, to have a humidor that is pretty decent, and then you want to make sure you're in a cool, dark place where your humidity and temperature can stay consistent, which is important for storing in general, but especially if you're going to lay it down for a longer period of time. Once again, thank you to Pierre for dropping all of this amount of knowledge on us. If you haven't checked out his site, Puro Trader, I'll have a link to that down below. If you haven't followed us on Instagram over at gentslounge yet, give us a follow over there. And if you have not hit the subscribe button yet, please do that right now. Cheers, guys.